Hey, good morning. Getting ready to go fill up my gas tank because something inside me tells me that we're probably going to have some knee-jerk reactions out of what's happening over in Ukraine and Russia at the moment. Um, Man, it's had me going. Like, and if you're in social media, you're hearing all about the bombings and everything else, which is unfortunate. So, there's a couple recommendations. All right, number one, if you're the praying type, pray. Okay, there's going to be some casualties and um, some tears happening, right? Um, Secondly, don't panic. All right, uh, that's what fear wants you to do. Fear wants you to panic. Fear wants you to uh, make dumb decisions. I guess one of the results of this war that's breaking out, because when bombs are, even though Congress has to declare war, uh, you're shelling cities. That's war. Um, Certainly no expert, but that's what it looks like to me. The stock market is going to be affected. It already is. Before pre-market hours, you watch what's going on. I saw some general numbers like 1.5% down already before the market even opens. Okay, you think about this. There was a book that I read once upon a time, and I believe it was Ray Dalio who was talking about this. This isn't financial advice because I don't even really understand the stock market. I understand income producing assets. I understand real estate. Okay, and there are opportunities right now in real estate. If you want to know more about that stuff, contact me. But here's what I know. Okay, that book that I went through, Ray Dalio was talking about this hedge fund manager who was poking fun at the people who didn't have their trust in the hedge fund managers as their fund was falling 66%. Okay, so here's a hedge fund manager, and he's got everybody's money, and he's managing it in the market. He's going to supposedly ride the market when it comes up, make money for his clients when the market comes down. But is that really what's happening? I mean, they're managing money. They're getting paid commissions off of how much money they manage. That's kind of how that business works. But understand that this guy is bad mouthing the people who took their money out of the market. Like, war is going to happen. Prices are going to, like, you don't know what I'm going to do with my cash. Okay, maybe you were a temporary holding tank over in the stock market for some big real estate investment that I had coming up. All right. But again, the guy's just a little sore about having people take their money out of the stock market. I'm not suggesting that. What I am suggesting is that you should have prepared. And if you haven't prepared, there are some ways that you can prepare and capitalize on opportunities that come up. And that's not like a vulture type mentality. Is it taking care of your family mentality? Okay. Some of you heard the story. I was just last week. There was a widow that I was walking through a rental house that she was renting, and her lease is up, and we're buying the house. One of our partners is picking that one up, and she's got nowhere to go. Her husband died recently, didn't leave any life insurance, didn't leave any income producing assets, and it left her with a mountain of debt. Okay, that's irresponsible at best. Now my question to you today is, what are you doing to produce for your family? Okay, are you sitting around, are you coming up with good ideas, or are you taking action? That's more of a comment for myself. All right, so I can look back on this and like, okay, what are we going to do? Fortunately, we've put ourselves in a position to win. Okay, we've got some income producing assets. Okay, when the market does bottom and people are losing their jobs and selling their liabilities, okay, let's call it what it is, their boats, their jet skis, you're going to see that coming up here real soon with the spring weather coming. When they're selling those, don't confuse yourself with that being an asset, because I heard a long time ago you cannot invest in a depreciating item. Okay, very wise man told me that. I'm like, I guess that makes sense. If it doesn't appreciate, now you bring real estate into that mix. Well, real estate appreciates, yeah, but that's called speculation, because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know if the Russians are going to get a bug in their pants and go ahead and want to bomb Ukraine. Okay, we don't have control over certain things. What you can control is what you invest in that produces cash flow, stocks that produce dividends, Uh, Income producing assets. I mean, Bitcoin mining is a big thing right now. Some people are doing that. Rental properties. You know, buy a property, put your $30,000 as a down payment, and have that produce you maybe a 10% or 20% cash on cash return, depending. There's all kinds of different opportunities out there, and what it boils down to is if you need guidance, number one, sit down and pray. Secondly, go to people that you can trust. I had somebody tell me a very powerful statement yesterday. He says, Dean, I trust you. And I'm like, dude, appreciate it, man. Thank you for trusting me. Okay? My intentions are good. Believe that. So if you need insight on something, reach out to somebody you trust. If you trust me, come find me, please. I'm more than willing to share. And in fact, I'm always willing to do masterminds. I just did one last week. Sit down. Let's talk business. Let's figure out what's going on. Let's figure out how to get ahead together.